Hello, this is Charles Bird, and welcome to the, uh, the August 10th, 2020 edition of Rant-Om Thoughts. Okay, item one, some bad news about Mondo Modesto. Turns out I'm going to need a device with much larger memory capacity and storage capacity if I'm going to want to film documentary style footage of locations and events in and around Modesto. Yeah, what happened was I went to Scenic Cemetery with the phone and walked around with it for about 45 minutes. Then I came across this wonderful site. There's just something I've never seen before, and it just looked so amazing. A bunch of geese, a big flock of them, just walking amongst the headstones. So I looked down at the screen, and there was a display saying storage capacity exceeded, and my heart just dropped. Like, oh no. And all I got was 3 minutes of what I thought was going to be 45 minutes of great footage. Not just of the geese, but of walking around and telling stories. And this is something I've always wanted to do with a YouTube channel. So in about a month or two, once I have a big enough budget for it, I'm going to invest in a video recorder. Already doing some research into it on Amazon. I won't be ordering it from Amazon. I'll have to go into a store because I've heard too many horror stories about what happens when you order electronics online. They just aren't very careful with that stuff. So I'll have to go into a store to get it, but I am the two factors in my decision are, of course, reasonable price and positive reviews. Item two, the homework assignment that I gave you. Did you do that? Did you watch that video? Tom Woods' lecture on the fact-free COVID hysteria. Well, that video now has already has a quarter of a million views. It's being shared all over the place. It's viral. And Tom Woods himself tweeted that now with the Sun Belt spike over without any restrictive lockdown action, he feels vindicated. So if you haven't gotten around to it yet, just in case, I'm going to leave it below in the description. There will be a link to it. And I also suggest you follow the Ron Paul Liberty Report because Dr. Paul has been going like gangbusters on myth after myth after myth being peddled by the known liars in the government, the media, and the medical establishment. I have I have some questions for those of you out there who are supportive of the lockdowns and the mandates that stem from the lockdowns. I've asked these questions, these 4 questions before, of people on my Facebook list, and they've never really given me any real answers. No. It's either laugh reacts or profanity laced baseless racism charges, or about some ridiculous gibberish about universal basic income. Let's just pay people to stay home. So here are the real questions. Here are the questions, and I want to hear some real answers. How many children should starve in order to make you feel safe? How many families must go bankrupt in order to make you feel safe? How many business owners should lose everything they've worked for in order to make you feel safe? How many people have to lose their lives, their health insurance, their life savings to make you feel safe? Come up with the number of people that you think should surrender their lives for your fear and your safety. Okay? And I want a real answer. I want a number. All right? No laugh reacts, no, oh, you're a racist, you know, none of that. Okay? And none of that none of that gibberish about UBI, you know, pay people to stay home and not work. That's this century's let them eat cake. It is the sentiment of vacuous, empty-headed celebrities and the lemmings who follow them. I want an answer. I want a number. Give me the number of people you think should suffer just to make you feel safe. Now there's talk of some officials wanting to charge people for murder for not wearing masks in public. Yeah, and I'll bet those of you who are supportive of that are just Nazi enough. That's right, Nazi enough to take it that far. Yeah, after months of all the begging and pleading, I finally broke down and got the cat a new harness, because the loop thing that I got him a couple of years ago it was just completely useless. He kept slipping out of it and running off, and then I'd have to run down and chase him. So I got him an escape-proof harness so I could take him out on walks again. Yeah, and what does he do? The minute we're outside, do we go around and walk? No. He just plumps down like a rag doll, and I end up carrying him around anyway. Cultural consumptions. What have I been consuming culturally lately? There's a documentary on Netflix called Tread about Marvin Heemeyer, alias KILLDOZER. About a man who got screwed over by a municipal government, so he screwed with them back. And boy does he get them. You know, I don't know who's in charge of programming at Netflix, but it seems like they're trying to tell us something when they're airing, when they're carrying stuff like The Patriot, Waco, and now a documentary on KILLDOZER at the same time. I just, man, yeah. I will say this about Heemeyer is that he is part of he was, spoiler alert, was part of a minority of Americans who if pushed to a certain limit would push back. And like I said in a previous episode, if you push us far enough, we will push back, and it won't be pretty. It's not something I want to happen, but if they keep going with these lockdowns and these mandates, they're going to be in for hundreds, maybe thousands of Wacos going on at the same time. Hundreds, maybe thousands of Ruby Ridges going on at the same time. Hundreds, but maybe thousands of KILLDOZERs going on at the same time. It's not like we're the ones going out causing trouble. We just want to be left alone. Well, that's going to be it for now. Think while it's still legal. Vote gold. And I will see you next time.